Hello and welcome to another GG weekend preview with me, Chris Graham. I'm a man, Ross Clarke here. This week's video is in association with Virgin Bet, so do check out their app. Brilliant sign up offer, bet 10, get £20 worth of free bets, full T&Cs in the YouTube description. Ross, how are you? Great week last week, 4 winners on Champions Day, but now the attention moves to the jumps.
Yeah, good week last week. That sets us up nicely. Obviously, you've got to switch now to focusing on all these jumps horses coming out.
Isn't it?
It's difficult to get the mindset going of now looking at every jumps race instead of every flat race. But you know, we'll give it a shot and see how we do.
We will. We'll look at Saturday's card and the Virgin Bet all-round chase. But we'll start with Saturday's 2 o'clock at Cheltenham. 3 mile 1 handicap chase. 7-1 favourite at the moment. The Virgin Bet is Coggrey. 8-1 joint second favourites Rock the Casbah and the not so young master. Then Rocky's Treasure and West Approach at 11-1. Ross, fiendishly difficult handicap, early season handicap chase. Who are you going for?
Well, it's great, isn't it? Start off the big Saturday at Cheltenham. We start with a 20-runner handicap chase to solve first thing up. I wrote a piece on the GG website on Tuesday, an anti-post piece around this race. I've actually sort of gone off the one I fancied, which was Minds Made Up, an Irish Raider.
Okay.
We'll have a bit on him each way. He's about 16-1. 4 reasons for why I fancied him is you can go and see on the website. But we're going to go with West Approach actually to win this. Brilliant record when fresh. This is his first run of the season. Finished 3rd in this last year. He's off a £3 lower mark. I wouldn't worry that his form appears to have deteriorated through the course of the season, last season. That just always happens with him. If you're going to catch him, the time to catch him is first time, and this is first time up. So I'm quite quietly confident that he can run a big race.
And he's got a bit of class about him. I think he was second in the long walk last season, second in the Cleve hurdle, obviously over hurdles, but he's a classy animal, isn't he? 11-1 big price.
Yeah, very big price. Won't put anyone off him, certainly each way.
Definitely. On to the 2:35 at Cheltenham on Saturday. It is the Masterson's holding hurdle. The betting headed by Torpillo at 11-4. Then you've got Cheltenham 7-2, along with Soviet Pimpernel. 6-1 Fan de Soy and Nelson River. So a few of these horses won at the Triumph Hurdle last season. The Fred Winter last season, 4-year-old race, exclusive for 4-year-olds. This particular race. Are you the favourite here or something else?
I'm not with a favourite. I mean, he obviously blew his rivals away last time at Chepstow on his first run back, but that was just a handicap. He didn't really beat that much. Did it well. Yeah. But you've got to factor in that Cheltenham absolutely thrashed him last year at Haydock, and he disappointed on his only run at Cheltenham. This is Torpillo, disappointed on his only run at Cheltenham in the Fred Winter, behind, I think it was Band of Outlaws. So for that reason, we'll take him on. I thought Cheltenham ran a perfectly respectable race on the flat last time. 2 furlongs out, travelled well, just blew up. Perfect spot on for this. But I'm going to take them both on with a horse, Fan de Soy, who finished 5th in the Fred Winter last year before disappointing at Aintree behind Pentland Hills. He's looked incredibly green in all these races so far. Even if you look at him coming around the home bend in the Fred Winter last year, he was sort of wobbling about, hanging around, head kind of up. So I had marked him down as a potential improver for this season. This is the first chance for me to see if I was right. And I'm quite happy to take a chance at the prices. I think, what is he, 7-1? 7-1. I'm quite happy to take a chance on him at the prices and hope that the impression I got from him last year can be backed up. Yeah,
6-1 actually. 6-1. Yeah, Fan de Soy for you. The 2:35 on it, 3:10. The Randox Health handicap chase over 2 miles now. St Calvados is in here at 6-1. We'll come to him in a minute. The favourite that was Breland at 9-2 with McGroty at 5-1 and Knock a Noose for the Moors at 11-2. Do it for the Village at 8-1. But St Calvados, probably the most well-known name in this race. It's had wind surgery in the summer. Would that not interest you? No?
A lot of horses have wind surgery. You know, you're better off looking at individual trainer stats regarding wind ops as opposed to just looking for horses. So some trainers do a lot better with their horses after wind ops than others. I'm glad you're doing all these pronunciations, by the way. Especially the ones I don't fancy at all. As for the favourite, Breland, who knows whether he's going to be quite ready for this challenge. He might have some bigger targets later in the season, I might suspect. But quite fancy do it for the Village. He's got some decent back form. I think he finished third in the Topham. He's finished sixth in a Grand Annual, second behind Sia Name at Ascot last year. He's had a prep run this time, and he really runs well at Cheltenham. And if you remember, I don't know if some of you might remember that in the November meeting last year, which was his first run of the season, he came there looking like he could kind of come with a winning run and sprawled on landing 2 out. Sure. He's run at Chepstow, you know, not great on his comeback, but fine for a prep run. He's a big price, I think. 8 to 1. We'll take him for that.
Nice one. Do it for the village. For Ross in the 310 and the 345, the last ITV race at Cheltenham on Saturday is the Vertem's handicap hurdle over 2 miles 7. The betting headed by, to be fair, at 11:2. It's been around the block. This horse second at the Vertem's back in March. I right at 6 to 1. The clock is ticking at 15:2. 8 to 1 bar. It's another tough handicap hurdle for Saturday afternoon. But where are you going?
I'm going for the clock is ticking. He finished 4th in this race last year, and he's now £6 lower than for that run. Went on to finish 6th in the Vertem's. So loved it round Cheltenham. Only slight doubt is if the ground gets very soft, he might not act on it. But if it stays good to soft, somewhere around that, I think first time out is the time to get him, and we'll take him in like the big handicap hurdle. Yeah,
it's quite intimidating talking about the jumps in October. You know, just the form's just so raw. So let's talk about the flat for a minute. A race that no one's been talking about this week, the Vertem Futurity, obviously a joke, of course. The race dominated by Aidan O'Brien, who's got every horse, 11 of the 12 horses in the 5-day entry stage. And as we come to the final runners, he's got 5 of the 6. So he's likely to win it for, I think, about a 10th time. The Vertem Futurity, 1 to 2 favourite Mogul, 72 and is free, 5 to 1. The only non-O'Brien horse, which is Kamiko for Andrew Balding. You're not excited about this, are you? But
no, it doesn't float my boat.
Classy race.
It doesn't float my boat this year. I mean, how can it really when one trainer's got 5? But having said that, there's no way I'm going to be blaming Aidan O'Brien for entering as many. You've got to take a look at some of the British trainers who should be entering horses when they, especially for a race like that might cut up. And when you think about it, Kamiko, the only British runner, he was actually beaten by another Aidan O'Brien trained horse in the Royal Lodge last time. So Aidan O'Brien probably knows exactly where he stands with that. I think Royal Dornock is the name of the horse that beat Kamiko in the Royal Lodge. And you know, it is what it is. I'll watch the race. One of Aidan O'Brien's might turn out to be a really great horse. You never know, so you have to keep an eye on it. But from a punting perspective, I'm out.
Okay. Well, I think Mogul really impressive in his win last month in Ireland, and fairly high up the betting for the Derby next year, so he looks like a decent sort. So interesting to see if he can win with authority in this race on Saturday. Let's talk about Sunday. It's Virgin Bet's day at Aintree. We'll talk about the Old Roan Chase in a minute. Just quickly though, money back is cash up to £20 if your horse is beaten into second by 2 lengths or less on every race at Aintree on Sunday, thanks to Virgin Bet. Great concession there, to take a look at that on their app. Well worth a look. Let's talk about the Old Roan Chase though, a really great early season race every year. Quarter Star won it many years ago, but it's always got a touch of class about it, this particular race, and this year is no exception. If you look at the latest odds, we have got Virgin Bet odds as we speak not quite up yet, so I've just mentioned the 3 key horses in the expected higher end of the bet, and that's Kalashnikov, who of course second in the Supreme last year, and this season, last season went chasing, fell in the Arkle, but won at Aintree, which was impressive. Frodon, one of the stars of last season without any doubt, won the Caspian Caviar Cotswold Chase, and then of course epic performance in the Ryanair with Brian A. Frost, and Born Survivor, one of Dan Skelton's top horses. This should be a great race. I'm going to be cheering Frodon just for everything that he gave us last year as a horse, but I believe you're taking him on.
Yeah, I mean, Frodon is a favourite for the race.
Because obviously, I think he's got a stone.
Got to give a stone to Kalashnikov, stone and upwards.
It's a big ask.
A stone and upwards to the rest of his rivals. I mean, there's nothing not to like about Frodon, you know. Absolute quality chaser. Him and Brian Frost, what a partnership.
Absolutely.
But, you know, he's got to give a stone away to Kalashnikov. It surprised me that Frodon was only 7 years old. It seems like he's been around the block. It seems just like he's been around the block.
1 year older than Kalashnikov.
I know.
That's extraordinary.
Crazy. But Kalashnikov's record left-handed bears the utmost scrutiny. He's only been beaten twice going left-handed in his 9 starts. Both of them were at Cheltenham when he finished second in the Supreme Novices and unseated in the Arkle. His run at Aintree at the back end of last year was absolutely brilliant. And I just think Frodon may struggle to give the stone away to Kalashnikov. I'm pretty sure Frodon is the better horse.
Yeah.
But, you know, off level weights, I'd be taking Frodon, but I just think the stone will be too much to give away.
Yeah. Can you see Kalashnikov maybe up there in the Queen Mother Champion Chase come March next year? You can see it they're playing that 2 mile division.
I think he hasn't got the pace for the 2 mile division. Obviously, that is a bit more open this year with Altior heading up in distance, but I suspect Ryanair would be his race, so we might see both of these in the Ryanair again in March.
That would be fantastic. This should be fantastic on Sunday. What a tremendous early season race, sponsored by Virgin Bet, the Virgin Bet Old Roan Chase. Enjoy the racing this Saturday. Do check out Virgin Bet's app. It's great. Obviously, bet 10, get 20, and that great concession on the racing on Sunday. We'll put all the details beneath the description on YouTube. So do enjoy and have a great weekend.